going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today we're going to do a first look and go through a software walkthrough of the brand new Amazfit GTR. This is the 47mm watch. It's a watch I've been wanting to get my hands on for quite a while, and there's a good reason why, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So this is the Amazfit GTR. It's been available for maybe about a month now. I was finally able to get my hands on it thanks to the folks over at gearbest.com, so I'll link down in the description if you're interested in checking it out from them. So it looks like apparently they've already sold 10,000 of them, and it's only been out for a little while, but let's go ahead and go in here and just see what colors are available. So it looks like from them you can only get the brown version, which is what you see right here. If we go down here, there is also a stainless steel option, which is actually the exact same price, but it looks like it's the exact same. It looks like it's only available in the brown version that you see here as well. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. So that one's available for $150, and you can see the difference between the stainless steel and the aluminum alloy, other than obviously materials, is that this one has a more silver look, whereas this one is more of a gray look to it. And then also, let me just mention that there is a second version that actually is not available yet. So you can see there's 8 days left in the pre-order, and this is for the 42mm version. So the version I have here is a 47mm band, or 47mm watch face, whereas the one here is only 42mm, and that one's going to be $10 cheaper, but you can see it's available in a few more colors as well. So if I go down here into the select option, you can see it's going to be available in the pink color that you already saw, red, and then black, and then also white. So let's go ahead and take a look at the red version real quick. So there is the red version. So it looks similar to this one, but kind of has that stainless steel look, and then obviously has a red band. Now I will mention here that this band is completely removable. You can see it's quick release bands, and the watch is honestly a whole lot lighter than I was expecting. Just from the pictures, I kind of expected this to be more of a rugged watch, but it certainly is not at all. It's actually very light, and I think that's because of that aluminum casing. So if I compare it up to the watch that I thought it would be more similar to, so this is my Garmin Fenix 5 Plus. So they're about similar in terms of the watch face size, but this one is a whole lot heavier. And here it is next to my TicWatch Pro. So this is the 4G version of the TicWatch Pro, but this is a nice looking watch. I do really like this. I think I would probably prefer the stainless steel option, to be completely honest, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at that in just a little bit. But as far as the band goes, let's go ahead and pull this open real quick. So this has what I'm thinking is a silicone band here, and then on top it has more of a leather style, which is similar to what the TicWatch Pro had, the original TicWatch Pro. So when the new TicWatch Pro came out, it came with completely silicone bands, whereas this one comes with leather on top and then silicone on bottom. So I'm not sure if it's real leather. I'm kind of guessing that it's not. I'm guessing it's more of a pleather style, since this is definitely meant to be more of an active wear watch, but then Amazfit went with something I think that's kind of somewhere in the middle of being an activewear watch, but then also a watch that's designed to look relatively classy as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features they mention here. So AMOLED display, so similar to the Amazfit Verge. So the Amazfit Verge is right around the same price. It was actually launched a little bit more expensive, but this one has an AMOLED display. So the Amazfit GTR also has that AMOLED display. We have a continuous heart rate because this is, of course, a watch designed for active users. So there's our heart rate sensor on the back. We have water resistance up to 50 meters, so this is 5 atmospheres water resistant. We have a long-lasting battery, which is definitely one of the features that really is the selling point of this watch. They claim up to 24 days of battery life with regular use. And then we have smartphone notifications, of course, and then also multi-sport modes, and we'll take a look at some of those multi-sport modes. So the battery capacity here is 410 milliamp hours. It should be noted that if you do get that 42mm version, which I'll also link down below, this one has a significantly smaller battery, and as a result you're only expected to get 12 days, so about half the battery life on the 42mm versus this 47mm. And then here, Bluetooth 5.0, not a whole lot else to say there, but if you're unfamiliar with Amazfit, it does use a app called Amazfit, of course, very fitting, and we're going to go ahead and add in the watch. So I have not used this watch with this phone here. So this is my Amazfit GTR. I'm using it with the LG G8 Thin Q here. And let's see what I need to do here. So it says open it. Alright, so I got the watch all set up and connected up to my LG G8 Thin Q. So I want to go ahead and mention a few things about the setup process. Number one, it took about 10 minutes. I did have to actually disconnect my Mi Band 4 because the Amazfit app doesn't allow you to have two different devices connected at the same time. So I had to disconnect my Mi Band 4 in order to get the GTR connected up. The process took, like I said, about 10 minutes because there were some updates to the software on the watch. Also had to update the GPS. So just a heads up, you may want to dedicate about 10 to 15 minutes for that setup process. Now, in terms of the actual watch itself, we're just going to go through the software here. So this is actually a little bit different than every other Amazfit watch I've used. Also, another thing worth mentioning is that the charging mechanism is a completely different charging mechanism. I've pretty much had every Amazfit watch out there up to this point, and all of them have had different chargers for the most part, and this one is no different. So this one looks a whole lot like an Apple Watch charger basically. It has that very similar puck style, but you can see this one has a couple of pins, unlike the Apple Watch, which is completely flat, and then this one magnetizes, and you can see it does only magnetize one way, so you'll know if you have it the right way because here it's repelling, and then this way it is charging it up, of course, if you have it plugged in. And again, you're not going to have to do that very often because this version of the watch has a 24-hour battery life, or 24-day battery life, I should say. It's very different than 24 hours. And then as far as changing the watch face, you can hold down here on the main watch face and you can switch between the two that it has available by default. So this is the one that it gives you by default. It's an analog option. And then over here we can go into a more digital version. Again, there are more watch faces available, which we'll kind of run through here in just a little bit. If I pull up from the top, we can get into our shortcuts. So this one's going to light up our screen, and swiping from the left is basically a back button. This one's a home button, and this one is a shortcut, or a quick shortcut that we'll take a look at in just a little bit. We have our auto brightness, and by default it's on auto, but then you can adjust it there as well. We have do not disturb. This is a power saving function that you have here, which is going to, if you do turn that on, you can see that it will only record steps and sleep time, so it's not going to record anything else. And then we have a lock screen, which that's probably good for situations where you're swimming, so it's not accidentally recording touches on the screen. And then to get out of that, you can just go ahead and hit the button. And then if we scroll from the bottom, you can see we can go into our various apps, which we'll take a look at in just a little bit. And then scrolling to the right or left will take us into our widgets. So by default, resting heart rate and step count are the two. Now this one's called status when you're looking at it in the in the various apps that it has. So if we scroll from the bottom, that's going to take us into our apps. So like I mentioned, status is the one that's just going to give us our step count. Heart rate, of course, is going to show your heart rates. Workout, this is going to show us our various workout options. So we have outdoor running, walking, outdoor cycling, treadmill, indoor cycling. We have open water swimming, which isn't always the case, even though a lot of watches are 5 atmospheres water resistant. They don't always have tracking for open water, but in this case we do. We have pool swimming, elliptical trainer, climbing, trail running, skiing, and then a general exercise option. So we'll go out of that. And so those are our activities. Whoops, not our activities. That's our workout options. When we go into outdoor running, you can see that it's going to let us know once we have GPS and heart rate connected up. It's not going to get GPS at the moment because I'm indoors, of course. And then if we click down here on that little settings button, that's going to get us into our various setting options. So we have workout goals that we can set, workout reminders. So this is going to be, I like distance reminders, and I like 1 mile, so that's good. It's going to vibrate and give us that information. You can see we can adjust some heart rate zones and then also a pace reminder as well. And come down here, we have auto pause and then also real-time graphs. So that one I'm going to have to take a look at a little bit more. So it looks like it's going to give us some real-time graphs of our heart rate or pace would be the two options, it looks like. And we'll go ahead and get out of that. So those are various workout options. Then we have activities. That's just going to show us our most recent activities, which of course, because it's a brand new watch, I don't have any yet. We have our weather. Let's see if we Okay, so that's going to show us today's weather. All right, I don't see a way to get any other information. So maybe if I hold it down, doesn't appear that there's, okay, there we go. All right, so I guess I just didn't go far enough down earlier. So if we scroll down, it does look like we do also have future. Looks like we can go out about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in terms of our weather. We do have music here as well. Now, important information about this music. Unlike a lot of previous Amazfit watches like the Amazfit Verge, the Amazfit Stratus, this one does not have the ability to store music on board. This is just a music player for your phone. So if you have music playing on your phone, you can then use this to control that music, but it doesn't store music on the watch itself. We have our notifications, which you did see that I did just get a notification just a second ago. So apparently I have some kind of statement about my loan. Let's see if there's one that I can go in here. So somebody's asking me to review some e-tech products. Oh, Chotech, sorry, not e-tech. And it looks like it's not going to give you any information. It's just going to show you basically the subject of the email, and that's it. So that's just emails. Now we'll get more information on the notifications and see how it works with like text messages and things like that. We can set up some alarms. Now they're only going to vibrate because there is no speaker here on the watch, so there is no vibration so there's just a vibration option for the alarms. We have event reminders. We can go into more. So there's compass, timer, countdown, then you can find your phone. So that's obviously going to make your phone beep in order to find it, and then come down here into settings. This is where we're going to adjust some of our settings so we can change our watch face, which again, that's just going to give us those two options as I pointed out before. We'll go down here into the settings. So we have screen on duration, so you can adjust that. The max is 15 seconds. We have a quick startup, and that's basically going to be changing what that button does. So you can see we can change it to any one of those various apps that we have. So I just have chosen to make it the workout app. And then we also have some system information. So that's pretty much it. This is the home button by default. Again, if you want to go back, you basically just swipe to the left once you're in one of the workouts. So there you go. There's an Instagram notification. Let's see if so it's not going to show me anything. It's just showing me the notification. So good information there to know. Now, if we go into the app for the phone, this is kind of the default page here. So it's going to show us our status, our sleep data, heart rate, and weight, things like that. We have our friends. We can go into our last workout here. It's going to give you some detailed information about your last workout. But again, I have not been using an Amazfit watch for workouts for a little while. So the last time I did one was July 18th. But if we go down here into profile, this is going to be important because this is where we can add in devices. So if you hit add device, you can add in different devices that you have. Of course, I'm using the GTR at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and go into that one. And here is where we're going to change our watch face. So you can see that there are a whole lot more watch faces available than what the watch will actually show you. Some of them are more workout oriented, some a little bit more classy. So it just depends on what you're looking for in terms of watch faces. So those are the ones that are available. We can have unlock screen here as well. Incoming calls, that's just turning that notification on, event reminders, watch alarms, app alerts, and we can customize what alerts come to our watch. So you can see you can turn certain ones on, certain ones off, and you can see the ones I have on at the moment. If we go down here into more, we do have idle alerts, incoming SMS, goal notifications, things like that. And we have find our watch. That's going to make the watch vibrate, discoverable. That's if you want to reconnect it or connect it up to maybe another phone potentially. Activity heart rate sharing, if you want to connect that up to change or connect your heart rate to some other, it says nearby device. I'm not really sure what devices you'd use it with, but that is an option there. You can change the band location, heart rate detection, how often it's detecting your heart rate. So here you can see we can have it check it during activities, of course, which probably important. We can change the frequency here. Looks like 1 minute is the minimum by default. Let's see here. What else do we have? Watch display settings. So you can see here we can adjust where the different apps will be located. So I can, if I want the settings to be maybe up at the top, I can hold down and adjust that. So that's where we're going to do that. And let's see here, weather settings. We can change the weather options, pairing restrictions, things like that. All right, that's pretty much it. Fairly simple in as far as the watch goes. That is the information that we get. So what's interesting about this watch, of course, is that it's probably one of the least expensive fitness trackers with this kind of battery life. So again, 24 days of battery life is what they're claiming. Now, obviously, at the moment, I have no way of verifying that. But with an AMOLED display, that is really impressive to get 24 hours or 24 days of battery life. That's super, super impressive for a watch that has an AMOLED display. So we'll have to check that out. Nice looking, classy watch from Amazfit. It's definitely different. They're kind of they're hitting all the markets now. So the Amazfit Stratus, I would say, is the one that is the most fitness focused because that one has 3 buttons. It has the option of using the buttons to navigate, but then also a touchscreen. With the Amazfit Verge that I have here, this one is more of their smartwatch option because this one has a microphone and also a speaker, so you can take phone calls directly on this one. Obviously, with the Amazfit GTR, they're going for something more like, I would say, the Amazfit BIP. Because they're going for long battery life, but then also they're stripping out some of the other options like music, and obviously no speaker or microphone with this one, but still a very nice watch. It's very light. I think this one's going to be a great one for running with. It's going to be unfortunate that I can't listen to music while I'm wearing this watch, but that's one of the prices you pay in order to get that amazing battery life on the watch. So I'll let you know some more thoughts on this as we get deeper into it. Obviously, with this being the first day, I can't tell you everything about the watch, but we'll get into it more. If there's any watches you'd like me to compare it to, let me know down in the comment section. I have a bunch of watches available to compare it to, so we can go ahead and do that. So thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.